What's up, comic and flop culture hens? This is James with Mint Hunter Comics, and my wife told me I need to be more vulnerable, so I'm going to open up some wounds and talk about things I should have never spent my money on. These are the times where either the FOMO got the worst of me and I dove into some speculation, or maybe I dropped $300 just for a tiny Green Lantern squirrel. Please make me feel like I'm not the only collecting idiot out there. What is something that you bought that was really stupid? Drop it down below. To keep with our theme of stupidity, I'm going to choose one lucky subscriber that comments down below to win a copy of a failed spec book, the first appearance of Virus. Number 1. The graphic novels that I bought that I got right before my nasty breakup with my ex. My ex-girlfriend, bless her black heart, is still sitting on a pile of my awesome stuff. Well, about 6 years ago, I was moved into her apartment and I just made a massive buy of about $400 worth of trade paperbacks and graphic novels. We had such a diabolical, explosive diarrhea fest of a breakup that, frankly, I never went and got my stuff. And this stupid bitch actually still has my whole Blu-ray collection from that time, as well as my Catan set and all the expansion packs. Thunder ass gold digging. I thought this would be more therapeutic. Next up is Hot Toys. As you can see around me, I've dived into statues pretty extensively. I actually, ironically, am supposed to be out of that. Well, did you know there was a time where I also put all my money into Hot Toys? Back in the early stages of my YouTube channel, I kind of didn't know which direction I wanted to go. I didn't know if I was going to be like a comic book YouTube channel or if it was going to be a toys and collectibles YouTube channel. Well, I spent a lot of money on these really gorgeous looking, futuristically accurate Hot Toy statues that I was A, always afraid to actually play with, and B, didn't enjoy them in the same way that I enjoyed statues. I like the presence of statues, and I feel like a toy is a toy, and I actually learned that, I'm actually not really a toy guy. Turns out there's a pretty big difference between statue guy and toy guy. I figured it out too late, and by that point I had bought literally every single Hot Toy Spider-Man related to the Spider-Man video game that came out. And wow, that put me in the hole. I actually gave it away to my local comic book shop for a song, and I think some of it might actually still be there. Head over to Phantasm Comics in New Hope, Pennsylvania and buy up some of my mistakes. Next up is Those Damn Newsstand Carnages. It started great. I won a 9/8 newsstand first appearance of Carnage, and this was in this book's peak when it was about a $2,000 book. Super exciting. I risked my luck. I sent it into the Bagley signing. It kept the 9.8. I was thrilled. I should have stopped there. I then wanted to get the actual first appearance, which is 360. I wanted to get the first Cletus Cassidy, and I wanted to get all those little cameos. Now, I spent $2021 top dollar on every single one of those 9.8s in a newsstand off of eBay. I submitted the rest of the 4 in, 2 kept the 9.8, 1 got a 9.6 grade drop, and the other got a 2-point grade drop and is at a 9.4. Immediately, the market forgot all about Carnage, and it's actually fallen harder than almost any other book other than Eternals. Gotta be close to a $2,000 loss. Oh boy, speaking of 2021, let's talk about some 2020 speculation fails right here. I mentioned this as the giveaway. Of course, I'm talking about the first appearance of Virus. Now, in 2020 and 2021, FOMO was the worst I've ever seen it to date. Everybody was so terrified that they were going to miss out on something crazy. Because, to be fair, a lot of us did miss out on Something Is Killing the Children, and we all missed a paycheck on it, and we wanted to get the next best thing. For some reason, my local comic book shop got their hands on so many copies of that, I don't even know how. And he let me have, I think, the first 10 for free, because it was a free comic book day, and I bought up, I think, another 90. I got 100 of those suckers. I sent them in, and I'm pretty sure only a couple didn't get the 9.8. I thought I was swimming in gold. Well, in reality, what actually happened is those books sat forever. I finally sold the last one only like 7 or 8 months ago. And it got down to the point where I was selling them for like $38. Far cry from the 100, 150, or 200 I think we were all hoping for. This is why I don't follow the speculation. This is why I have to just remember to just be a comic book dork through and through. Apparently I'm just not a great investor when it comes to that. Next up is every statue ever. Yes, that's right, and I love them. I do, but I love them for about a week, and then it's like, oh crap, what have I bought? And I know a lot of people that are in the statue collecting game feel the same way. And look, some of them are really cool, like this Green Lantern one. I don't think it's fully in the shot. I love it so much that actually still gives me joy months after I bought it. It's not always the case. All joy aside though, I have not cracked the code on how to resell these things at all. Every single statue I have sold has been at a loss, and usually is a pain in the ass not only to store, but to finally get the hell out of your house. If I were to do it all again, I wish I was putting my money towards comics, not so much statues, which I enjoy more anyway. Very bizarre. Us guys, we go through some stupid phases. Ooh, okay. This next one's so controversial that when I made the video a couple years ago, I actually had to delete the video because I thought I was being so negative. So I'll bring it up with a more updated approach to this unfortunate situation. This was the crossover from CBCS to CGC. I bought up, I think it was 15 Green Lantern comics in CBCS. I got fantastic deals on them. They were all 9/8. As some of you might know, I have a 9/8 CGC Green Lantern collection. I'm trying to become one of the top 5 Green Lantern collectors as judged by the CGC census in the world. So having no experiences with it prior, I sent every last one over to CGC. And every single book, I think except for 2, experienced a grade drop. Some of those books, 2 years later, I still have not been able to find online or anywhere and get those 9/8s now. They're gone with the wind. I know now not to ever do a crossover regrading, but I didn't know it back then. Whoops-a-daisy. Yeah, that video, I was so negative in that video, I think I changed it to a members-only video, and you can watch it if you are a joined member of this channel. Oh, this next one hurts. Okay, all the custom binders and custom shelving for my Batman collection. Problem with that is, yeah, it's really cool, but I don't even collect that way anymore. My collection now is not so focused on full runs, but particular books, keys, favorite covers of mine. My personal collection is focused on a smaller but higher quality rather than quantity. But back then I collected very differently, and I rolled with it fully knowing wrongly that I would never change my ways. Here's the thing about comic collecting, guys. You are always evolving. And if you think you're gonna stop collecting something, I can guarantee you are, and you're probably gonna move on to something else. It might be 5, 10, maybe 20 years down the road, but you will, and you're gonna be stuck with some stuff. I couldn't even tell you the number because it was like 3 to 4 years of ordering these custom shelving and custom binders that wrapped around and looked amazing, but I've just figured out so many better ways to display the comics, and I have a much more honed-in collection now. And a lot of that custom stuff, unfortunately, there's no other use for, so... oh well. Alright, number 3. Tattoos. Hear me out. I love my tattoos, and I'm a big tattoo fan. I want to go with a full sleeve. Here's the problem. I committed to getting superhero villain related tattoos, specifically Batman villains on this arm. Now, I don't want to put tattoos anywhere else in my body. I want to fill the whole sleeve, the full arm, and be done. And that's mighty challenging when I have interests outside of comic books. Because I've committed to a supervillain arm, I can't have any tattoos of anything else other than Batman villains on this arm. Otherwise, they're not going to match and my OCD is going to freak out. If I were to do it again, I wouldn't put such harsh specifications on the tattoos. I would let it be anything I want. But I've gone with a theme and it's too late to quit now. Dang it. You ever have one of those moments where you realize your mom was right? Second to last is Batwing number 19. This is my greatest failure to date. Picture this, it's 2020, speculation is at its all-time high, or maybe we should say worst, and everybody was going crazy to try to grab stuff, like the first appearance of Virus that I mentioned. Rumor was there's going to be a new Batman in town, and it actually leaked, thanks for that it was going to be Luke Fox. Well, we all know now that that's not the case at all. It's Tim Fox. But a lot of people, like me, scrambled in that book's prime to go out and get multiple copies of Batwing 19. Because of the news, 9.8s hit $300. I went out and bought 25 copies online for $2,000. Now, honestly, it wouldn't have been that bad if they did get 9.8s. At least maybe I would have broke even. Here's the thing. They all weren't 9.8s. They all had like a spine tick. There was a little bit of damage in the corner. None of that was in the pictures online. I sent in, I only got one measly 9.8 out of them all. And the rest I ended up selling for, I'm pretty sure, like $25, $30 a pop. Yeah, I think I lost about $1,500 to $1,600 on that. This is why this is not a particularly speculation-based channel, because I'm not that good at it. And the number one thing I wish I never spent my money on was tickets to Suicide Squad. 2016, I was excited to see Killer Croc, Deadshot, and Harley Quinn all live action. It was honestly a perfect tailor-made movie for me, who was a big fan of the Ostrander Suicide Squad run. And other than Infinity Inc., might be one of my favorite DC teams. Well, like so many of you, I watched in horror as that absolute crap fest got unloaded into my brain, and somehow I didn't leave the theater. I kind of wish I did. Lo and behold, it is a movie I have seen only once, and years later I still will think about it and get very upset. Which is why I enjoyed The Suicide Squad so much. It was such a wonderful improvement. Thank you, James Gunn. But that first movie hurt my soul. I don't like to overuse the word hate, but I rarely have come into a situation where I truly have hated something so deeply. That's one of them. That movie did not deserve my money on that one. Oh, it's nice talking about my top 10 failures. I think I'm going to have a drink after this. Let me know down below what your failures are. I'd love to hear them, frankly, to feel better about myself. So, I'll see you at the next video, and keep on hunting. Make sure to come down to Sentiment Depot Antiques and Collectibles, where I'm set up with all of my comics, located at 238 West Delaware Ave, Pennington, New Jersey. Open every day except for Monday and Tuesday. Enjoy 10% off from Wednesday to Friday. See you there.